North Central time, and what a big upset we've witnessed. The first loss for the great Tiger outfit from Sea Lake Nandaly. Ricky Allen is with us. G'day, Ricky. How are you?
Yeah, going very well. Thanks, Ryan. How are you going?
Yep, real good. I'll tell you what, I just was inkling towards this last week that Wycheproof-Narraport could take it right to Sea Lake Nandaly. And they did. They beat them in the last quarter when it was on the line. 10-7-67 to the Tigers, 8-10-58 to inflict their first loss of the season.
Yeah, your intel's probably better than mine, Wayne. So I'm being told that there was a couple of Sea Lake boys out. Not that this was the difference. They had a wedding on, I think. So they're missing a couple of their senior players, in Luke Martin and Tom Summerhays. However, they still had some quality players out there going through their lineup. So Wycheproof had a couple of players out as well, so it's probably all fair and square. But if you look at the game, Nathan Gordon kicking 5 goals and best on ground. So that's what Wycheproof's going to have to do when they're coming up against the side against Sea Lake. They're going to have Gordon play really well, Castellano play really well, Pye, Christie, the guys who have been playing good footy for a number of years, their better players are going to have to play well against Sea Lake to win, and they did. So well done to Wycheproof. It's probably put them back in the hunt for second spot, and I would imagine they'll be claiming that when they come up against Wedderburn next time.
Yeah, that's the big one, isn't it? Who's the second best behind Sea Lake Nandaly? And now Wycheproof will say, well, we can match it with the best, and we're going to go out, and we think that we can pull in the points when the opportunity arises. And I think that they've, with Vesicuri back into their senior side, Wycheproof have just got those avenues to goal. And as you mentioned before, if it isn't one of their key players, then another one will bob up. The same happens with Sea Lake Nandaly too. They are a formidable outfit, and they will come back after that loss. It was probably the one they'll talk about, that they needed to have. All of that sort of language will come out of it. But tell you what, this was a big match, and it was Donald beating Boort 8-16-64 to 6-8-44. And Ricky, this is an important win in terms of Donald getting into the top 4, and they've displaced Boort. But it is really, it's going to be an absolute fight for those 3 sides getting that one place.
Yeah, that's right, Wayne. And this probably goes a long way. We spoke about last week. If Donald or Boort was to lose this, it probably put their chances of making finals on the back burner. So I'm going to go with that. I don't think Boort can make it after losing this one to Donald. Well done to Donald. Goss again, kicking 4. He's been a really good pickup off the program, the recruit, many years ago, Goss, and obviously had that goal at the start of the year. Not allowed to win the game, but he's kicking 3s and 4s from each week through the midfield. So, well done to Donald. Kieran Wilson, Jack Smith, your better players for Boort. We know they've been their better players for about 5 or 6 years now. And for Donald, Wall, Bath, Ross Young, McGough, they're all through their midfield. Got the job done for them.
Yeah, certainly did. Boort fought hard in the third quarter, but just Donald's inaccurate kicking probably kept Boort in the match in some degree. At Wedderburn, nothing wrong with this. 10-10-70 over Charlton, 6-8-44. And Wedderburn just do what they got to do. They just seem to keep winning. And they won really across the game. It was a good 4-quarter performance from them. Charlton came at them in the second quarter, but they just couldn't catch up after an early good start from Wedderburn.
No, they couldn't, Wayne. An interesting note, former Feeny medalist winner Ben DeRuge played his first game, I think, for the Wedderburn Redbacks. To kick 4 goals, he would have been a bit of a bear in the square type, I would imagine. So kicking 4 goals, giving him a vocal point. They had their 2011 premiership reunion, the start of their 4-peat Wedderburn on the weekend. So he might have come back for that and thought he got coached to pulling in the boots on. So he's a very handy player, Ben, and obviously still got the talent. It doesn't leave you, Wayne. So he kicked 4, and they jumped Charlton, and Charlton could never get back in. So better players for Charlton with Finlay, McKay and Watton. For Wedderburn, Guan, Winter, Irvine, Hargraves as well. So, well done to Wedderburn. Look, it's going to be tough, that second spot between them and Wycheproof, but I do feel Wycheproof will be able to get it back off them.
Yeah, okay. Now, to your lads, they gave a start, and you don't want to do that. And St Arnaud were able to get the job done in the end. A disappointing loss, I think, you have to say, for Wycheproof-Narraport, who really, I think, would you fancied yourself to win this game? Yeah,
it's an opportunity that went missing, Wayne. So really, for which he just struggled to actually get a score on the board. They battled really hard to get the ball inside 50, and then Harley Durwood for St Arnaud was sensational. His drive out of the back line really set up the game. and saying that you can't let a side kick 5 goals in the first quarter, Wayne, before you think about, turning up, and that's what happened. Tanana kicked the first 5, and from there, that they sort of had that 1-2 goal buffer all game, which he tried hard to catch up, but weren't quite good enough. So well done to Tanana. They were too good on the day, and their wins have been few and far between, like Wyche, so they enjoyed that one as well, so they should have.
Yeah, Baldwin 3, Grant with 3, and Organ, Lovell and Durwood were the better players, and Truan, Turner, that's the 2 Turners, and Coatesworth all booted 2, so 4 players getting on the score sheet with multiple goals, and the Bo Bish best. McLennan also plays well. Fowry and Truan, Truan among the better players. There's no footy this week. I guess school holidays on the horizon. It is the scheduled bye, which the leagues are chosen to keep in place.
Yeah, that's right, Wayne. Gives everyone a chance to get away. Well, there's a few of us, myself included, we're supposed to be up in the Sunshine State at the moment. However, that's been put back due to the ever ongoing COVID situation. But you got to worry about the things you can control, Wayne. So looks like it's, country Victoria for us for a little while.
It certainly is. I know a few people who have been looking at their holidays to Queensland and have ended up going up to the river or maybe to one of the Victorian towns on the Victorian side, like a Mildura or a Swan Hill, just for something different and a change. Others are just putting it on hold and staying home. But staying home, that's what it is, because there's no footy this weekend in North Central. We look forward to getting Ricky Allen back next week to preview the next round of North Central matches. You have a good weekend, Ricky.
You too. Talk to you next week, Wayne.